I'm sitting here with Barney from Napalm Death, and we're at Barney's Park right now in this parking lot. But anyway, so you do vocals for what? Can you tell the people what band you do vocals?
Napalm Death.
Napalm Death.
Yeah.
So the tour just started about a week ago. How is it so far?
Yeah, it's been alright, man. It's it's unusual for us to be not sort of closing the show. So this is good in a lot of ways because it takes the pressure off a little bit, I mean, yeah, of course you've always got to be 100% when you play.
Yeah.
But like being, sort of the closing band or whatever, sometimes, you've got to really sort of get with it, and it's kind of good for us, 45 minutes for us a night is a breeze.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Any states you're looking forward to playing on this tour?
I can't even remember. Let me have a look. See, I said I wasn't going to bring the pass out.
You got it out, the man brought the pass out. Swag.
Yeah, no, you know what? For me personally, Portland, Oregon, definitely.
Why Portland?
Coffee.
Why those places? Why are you looking forward to those places?
Coffee beans.
Coffee beans?
Yeah.
Are you a coffee junkie?
Completely. But it's got to be good.
What kind of coffee are you?
Well, it's got to be. The first thing is that it's like fair trade or direct trade, organic.
Organic
coffee. Yeah. So, and then from there on, there's tons of really good stuff. Portland has a really good.
Are you big on organic food?
Yeah, totally.
So when you're on the road, you try to stay away from McDonald's or all that stuff?
I wouldn't eat that stuff anyway. I'd probably say I've never given McDonald's like one penny ever in my life. Never.
Wow, that's sweet. So what kind of stuff are you eating on the road since we're on this?
Well, I mean, we sort of do health food stores and, try to pick up organic fruit and veg. We're pretty healthy, as tours go. I mean, we've been around, obviously since the dawn of time. So, you kind of learn what's going to be the best to maintain touring health, and sort of eating at the places you talk about McDonald's and that. You're going to feel like shit within a week.
Yeah, it catches up to you in the end.
But, obviously not everybody's the same, but you know what, generally everybody now that's in Napalm's been around Napalm now, they kind of know, maybe that is a good idea after all. So everybody's kind of eating a lot more healthy than maybe they have in previous years.
Well, that's good. Eat healthy and you guys are just on the road longer, so,
Sure.
You guys can see you. So what do you like touring about the most? What do you enjoy touring about the most in the U.S.?
It's a universal thing, really. I mean, I think touring in general, what you've got to like most about it, what you should like most about it, is going out on stage every night and, giving your best. Because if you don't enjoy that, to its utmost, you should stay home.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of people come to these gigs spending money that, but they haven't got, basically.
Yeah.
Like, they deserve, 100%. And that really is the any quality enjoyment, I mean, but there's other things too as well. I mean, at home I'm always totally busy and I don't have a minute to myself, generally. So when I get out on the road, I have a little bit more time in the day, to like go and visit places or just even read books and stuff, spend a lot of time reading books, different things. So, yeah.
What are your thoughts on tonight's show? How do you think this may go?
Really good.
Yeah.
I think it's sold out.
Yeah, I was reading some tweets on the way up here to the show. I was reading that there's like under 50 tickets left.
Yes, I think it's already sold out. Apparently, so I mean, I might be wrong.
Is this going to be your first sold out show on the road?
No, there's been all of them are sold out except one or two.
So how's that making you feel like that?
For Napalm, I mean, you got to remember this. It's not easy for any band right now, like a small to mid-sized band, and to be able to have already been in the States like 3-4 months ago and had a tour that was really well attended, and then to be able to come back and then do another tour that's like really well attended. What's to complain about? It's good. Definitely.
Sounds like dream for some show.
Well, I mean, the momentum. We've kind of got a little bit of momentum going. Whereas, the last time we really did that was the 90s where we were able to do that, So, it's good.
Nice. So how do you feel about, Decibel magazine's actually choosing Napalm Death to headline on this tour?
Yeah, I mean, Albert, the Decibel editor, he's been kind of a friend of us, basically, on that level for years before Decibel was even dreamed of. In fact, I was kind of around when Decibel was kind of conceived, so it was good. It was nice to be asked, definitely. So, and like I say, it works for us,
How do you feel about the rest of the lineup?
Yeah, well, the good thing about it is it's different. There's some death metal, but then there's Napalm, which, although it has certain influences from that, it has many other things too.
Yeah.
So there's different right there, and a lot of the openers that have been coming onto the bill have a different side to them as well. So I think hopefully there's a little bit for everybody. It's not just one thing. I think those like one direction packages now are kind of, I think, get a bit tedious for people.
Yeah. It's got the show, I think, has a sweet lineup. So people are looking forward to that. So I have to read this one. You've been writing music for Napalm Death for some years now. When you write the lyrics from day one, since day one, and do you still feel the same, like, from now to what you're writing and what's going on?
Obviously I wasn't in Napalm since day one, because that would mean I've been in the band since 1981, which really I haven't. But I still feel, the ethos of Napalm generally is quite humane sort of, that's our kind of motivation. And so there are a lot of things that I feel are pretty objectionable, but I still feel the same way about it. It's just a matter of expressing them in different ways that are creative and not like being generic or like repeating yourself.
What's generic in your eyes?
Well, for example, there are a million great bands out there who have, like, perhaps you could say, just for example, like anti-war lyrics and, anti-racist and whatever. And that's great, but sometimes those things have a tendency to be expressed in one way or two ways, There are other ways of, like, writing creatively to say the same thing, but, to approach it in a different way, So it's not easy, but at least I like to.
When you're writing your music, what type of atmosphere are you in?
What kind of personal?
Personal, but yeah.
Well, I write at home in isolation. I can't do it any other way. I have to shut the blinds, phone gets pulled out of the wall. I need complete isolation, And sometimes I'll sit there for a day just staring at a blank piece of paper. And then I'll come back to it the next day and I'll just write the whole thing in 10 minutes. It's unpredictable.
What type of music right now would you say you are currently listening to, or
I have to be honest, I'm not really listening to any music right now.
Nothing right now?
No, just not for any reason other than I've got other things kind of occupying my mind space. But I will do, I go through periods where I just don't need to hear music. And then I'll go back to it and it'll just be a massive flood of everything at once.
Does Napalm Death have anything planned for the rest of 2013?
Yeah, we got tons of stuff. We got like a Russian tour that I know of right now. Just some other stuff around here. We're going to Kazakhstan, which is apparently no other Western band has been here, so Napalm will be the first.
Oh.
And so, as you can imagine, I'm pretty fucking excited about that.
I bet you are.
As you should be.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff shaping up right now, and I think we're gonna start at least on the nucleus of ideas for the next Napalm album.
Okay.
We're not gonna record anything till like probably middle of next year, but like as there are some ideas there now, we're gonna do it in bits and pieces.
Okay. Do you guys have a thing for the next album or nothing yet? Okay. What does Napalm Death have planned, when you guys are done with the tour, when you guys head back home, do anything after tours?
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, I do a little bit of like voluntary stuff on the side,
Okay, what kind of volunteer?
Well, I work for a union, for musicians, so protecting musicians, in much the same way as you would in any workplace union, similar thing. Unfortunately, lately I've not had much time to get deeply involved with that, but I will do, at some point. And I mean, just I guess just general life stuff, and because obviously once you're away a lot, everything mounts up that you left at home, so you have to go back and deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you live on your own, it's and so does that. I mean, I'm always looking for like new things to do, I don't like a one-dimensional life, I like to do lots of stuff, so there's a few things that I want to get into right now. So.
What thing would that be?
Well, basically I'm a bit of like an amateur naturalist, I did something in the last few days that was pretty inspirational for me. I went to a breeding facility, for animals, and I've already had an interest in that anyway. I've got kind of a layman's knowledge of naturalism and stuff, so I want to get more deeply into that.
So breeding animals?
Well, not necessarily just that, but the whole evolutionary sort of scale of, animals. It's a bit of a pipe dream, is I'd like to go to like the Galapagos Islands, And,
possible?
Yeah, well, not the tourist thing, just like maybe like a research option.
Oh, okay. Still possible.
Yeah.
I think, Greg, your tour manager, he's been begging out on your shoes.
He's a freak. Yeah, I know.
What's the story with the shoes, and what's his deal with you and your red shoes going on?
Oh, no, see, they look deceptively like a certain brand of shoes.
Yeah, they look, so those aren't Chuck Taylor.
They're not Converse, no. They're actually, it's a company called Athletic, which kind of translates, I guess, as ethical athletics. So they're like fair trade. They cut out like middlemen, and there's a company that deals on behalf of the farmers. So the profits, they're all recycled. It's all recycled fabrics, recycled rubber. Same as Converse, I guess, but not Converse. And the money kind of goes to the farmers, the people that actually do the work, rather than fucking corporate middlemen or whatever. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the black ones. The red ones are looking pretty good off there anyway.
Well, now if Greg watches this, he knows now that your shoes are for a good cause.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck what Greg says anyway. I never listen to 95% of the time, so why would this time be any different?
So my last question before we wrap this interview up, I ask every band I meet with, what makes, your band, Napalm Death, what makes Napalm Death so different from any other band out there?
I guess that's subjective, that's down to the people outside of the band, I think, really more so. On a personal level, just the fact that we've always persevered, there are some bands come into this whole thing and they have certain expectations which are perhaps a little higher than what the reality is, but we've always had a certain sense of reality, and that helps you to deal with a lot of situations a lot easier. And that's just it. In terms of music, it just comes naturally to us. I can't really sort of overanalyze it beyond that. There's Greg over there.
Oh, Greg.
I just talk major shit about you on camera.
Well, that's all the questions I have for today, but do you have anything to add?
Fuck Greg Daly.
A lot of love for Greg over there. Chad, you want to get a card, girl? Alright, well, this was Barney from Napalm Death, and you guys were watching it on Bio TV. Catch you later.
Boundary, boundary,